Welcome to Friday Happy Hour. At long last, after a couple of technical difficulties with the new version of Blab, I have it recording. This is a place to hang out, to get to know each other, network, help each other out, ask questions, answer questions, but also to get free single card readings for your business or your life in business from me, Linda Ushid. I have been reading the tarot since, let's see, 2003. But I've been doing readings in runes and cartomancy since, what is it, 1994? So it's been a while. And which two decks do you have? I have three decks, I think. I'm not the big collector. It took a while to find the right one. Cat People and the Celtic Tarot. I have the Vikings Tarot and Crystal Visions, and I also have an old Rider-Waite that I don't use. Plus, I found something interesting. I have that Rider-Waite. I can't connect to that deck. It's impossible. But Taya Silvestre, who's a copyright coach, she gave out these tarotic story prompt cards. So those were kind of fun. Sort of business storytellers tarotic story prompt deck. Yeah, I thought it was very interesting, so I got those. So I'm going to have a good look at those later. I think it'll be great for the blog, at least. My blog, it's on lindaurson.net/blog. I'll write it in the chat, so don't have to think about spelling. Blog. It's mostly creative stuff, but there's also some tarot and other things popping up there. Figure out my accent. Well, that you'll have some difficulty with that. English is not my native language. I'm actually Swedish, and I live in Norway. I love the way the internet allows us to talk to people on the other side of the earth. It's been great for me because then I can connect to like-minded people. I live in a small village, so it's not really, there aren't that many with the same interests as me here. If you live in Germany, you know, you have an advantage for those. You didn't guess Nordic, no. But I've been talking to English-speaking people quite a lot for quite a while. So I've probably picked up some of their quirks. I think I sound a lot more American now than I used to. When I was done with school, I sounded a lot more British. I usually want a question, something to focus on, but I can also do generics. But it's a single card reading, and I focus mainly on solopreneurs, female solopreneurs in some way. Success for me in my business. Yeah, I can try to see what the cards have to say about that. I usually do this the way that I take my intuitive hit from the card, and then I go check my own notes, so I know if I missed anything or not. The card you got was the World. See if you can see it. And it's a positive card. You will be getting your well-earned praise, but it's a long-term project that is coming to completion, and you have a sense of accomplishment. It really looks good in my opinion. That is, you're going to get this completion and fulfillment and feeling like you made an achievement, and also get some good feedback and praise on that, whether that's monetary praise or words. It's hard to say, at least with one. Yeah, life is a long-term project. Hi, Angela. Welcome. Did you have a question too? I hope you like that mini reading. You don't get that much out of one card, but yeah, you're welcome. Just curious, I've had readings before and they're always fun. Yeah, I think they're fun too. I did a reading the other day for a fellow card reader, and it's a lot of fun because she knows what I'm doing because she's doing it herself. And then it really keeps you on your toes in a way when you're doing something for someone who is a professional at doing the same thing. But I think the readings are fun, and that's why I'm still doing them. Although I should really be focusing on only one thing in my business, I prefer to do many. I think some call it a Renaissance woman, other people call it multi-passionate, and that's just the way I am. And if it takes longer to build my business that way, then so be it, because I want to enjoy my business. I don't want it to be stiff cookie cutter. I want to be me, and me in every way possible. Thank you. Hyphenate. Hyphenate. What's that? Yeah, I prefer doing it my way and doing it authentically because it's sort of what. Ben, you have to introduce yourself before you sit there. Since the meetup is for female entrepreneurs, I'm sorry if I'm a bit skeptical to men jumping in. Hi there, Ben.
Hi, how are you?
I'm just going to put my headphones in.
How are you?
I'm doing well, and you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Did you have a question for the cards, or did you stop by for another reason?
I was just saying that you're doing a great job
Thanks.
and keep up the good work.
Hmm?
And you will hit 1 million subscribers soon.
I don't really care about the numbers as long as it's the right kind of people.
Mhm. I mean, you're pretty yourself, as you say, but keep it up.
Thanks.
Okay,
Yeah,
bye.
bye. Oh, that's interesting. Victoria, what is your favorite kind of acting, and what other things do you do? Since we're connecting here. I've only done a tiny bit of acting myself. It's only been in school, more or less. Film and TV. Yeah. Working on a web series. What kind of series is it? Is it drama or crime or sci-fi? Trending. It's a comedy. Okay. Might have to check that out when it releases. So for anyone watching the replay, Victoria is working on a web series called Trending, and it's a comedy, and we'll see what that is. A bit like AbFab meets The Office and Portlandia. I think I've watched The Office once. I don't watch that much TV. I don't really have time for it. I have so many other things I need to do. But a PR firm that tries to help their clients hide their dirty little secrets as well as their own, well, that sounds like something that will cause consequences for them. Chaos, yeah. That sounds like pure chaos. I can understand if it's fun to do that one. I like making people laugh. It's always interesting to find new things like that because the market for series and things like that has become so huge that it's almost impossible to find what you're looking for. I worked in computer support and server maintenance for 8 years, and I've seen many strange problems. Sometimes we blame them on trolls, computer trolls and gremlins. But you're right, it is strange when things happen. Yeah, trolls. Yes, I'm pretty much everywhere else on social media as well. No, you're not a troll. I'm not saying you are. I saw this Norwegian research came out today saying that, the guys that ruin debates by spewing nastiness in the comment fields. whether it's on Facebook or on newspapers, they have found that they have psychopathic and sociopathic tendencies in real life as well. Hi, Hillary. Hope you're having a good evening. Yeah, that's insane. Yes. Yeah, go get him. Have a great night, Victoria. Do you have a question for me, Hillary? I'll be happy to do a one card reading for you if you want to know what kind of answers you can get out of it. It's not dangerous and I don't bite. I only say that because there are some people that are convinced that tarot is dangerous. Oh, if you want to join me, please do. I'll put my headphones on and you don't have to write. It's easier to just talk. Hi!
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing quite well tonight, thank you. And you?
Yeah, I'm having a good time actually. Considering I had to work late at home on a Friday night on the computer, I'm actually enjoying it because Blab is entertaining me.
Yes. I found Blab being a better way to get some engagement over Periscope, for example, because you can't really get people to talk there.
No, this is much more engaging and real.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
here I am with my glass of wine and sitting at home and stuff, and whereas on Periscope it's just a little bit talk at you.
Yeah, and also you can't really sort who gets in there. When you do a Periscope, you can get anyone, including the trolls.
Yes.
Sometimes they do take over. And it's hard to keep up with all those little messages at the bottom.
Here doesn't the troll thing. It's very easy to just diss them out, and people are just. I think this is a much more respectful community.
Yeah,
I do think so, and I think that those guys that just sell, and I think they're just gonna bomb out of Blab.
Yes, I think they will be squeezed out by the more talkative women.
Yeah. I was curious about your title for tarot readings for female entrepreneurs. What made you niche down to female entrepreneurs?
Well, I don't particularly enjoy doing love readings, and that seems to be what you get if you niche down to sort of the regular people.
Okay.
And I also saw that there was a void. Nobody seems to be focusing on solopreneurs, and especially females or solopreneurs. And I know I have a lot of like-minded people in that group.
Okay.
People I like to interact with.
So you're in Norway?
Yeah.
I just checked you out on Twitter, of course. Never been to Norway. That's cool.
Yeah, I've never been to anywhere outside of the Nordic countries myself either. So.
Okay, I'm in the UK, as you can probably tell by the accent, but that doesn't necessarily mean where you are. But okay, so if as a female entrepreneur, I join your Blab now, and you're saying, okay, you'll give me a one-card reading.
Yeah.
Are we looking at a business-related question, which is, you would hope so, from female entrepreneurs?
Business or life as a business owner.
Okay, so let's say I have a business decision that I've got going on in my head right now.
Yeah.
My question would be, I'm going to phrase this right to make it, I do actually have a business question in my head. I'm actually an entrepreneur. I'm a portfolio entrepreneur. I own different businesses. I run a magazine for women in business. I do a lot of stuff. So I have my own personal little thing. How should I phrase the question, really? Am I time related? I'm asking you because I'm ignorant. I'm not asking because I'm testing you.
No, but people who have had tons of readings still ask, how should I ask this question? Because they're not used to asking questions for business. And it's really just ask the question and I'll ask you to clarify if I don't get what you mean.
Okay. I made a business decision, what are we now, Friday? A week ago. And I want to know, I would love to know, whether I have made the right decision.
Yeah.
That's too vague?
No, see what comes up.
Okay, cool.
That sometimes they decide to talk about something completely different, but we'll see what shows up. Ain't that typical? It's usually a very positive card, so it's if it's a yes or no, I would call it a yes. But it talks a lot about the need to connect with your femininity and nature. If you have felt that need to connect more to those areas, then that's probably why it showed up. Well, this next one is the Two of Wands, and it sort of says that there's no need to keep searching, no need to be afraid to step into unknown territories. It may indicate that some detail may have been overlooked, but I say those are two pretty positive cards for that kind of question.
I like positivity. Positivity is good.
Yeah, there are a lot of cards that could speak the other way if they wanted to.
Mm.
So those were nice.
That was nice.
Hi, Jennifer. I hope you're having a good evening. I'm gonna follow Hillary while I'm at it. I don't forget to do that. Creative genius. That sounds very interesting, Jennifer. I'm peeking at your profile pop-up here. I'm actually quite creative myself. In addition to doing these readings, I'm a creative coach and I also do my best to sell my art. Cats in the Bag Purr. That's a great username. Cats in the Bag Design. That's a fun name to have.
Actually, she's saying cats in the bag. I've just walked into another room and I've just seen my cat in a box with his arm out like he's hanging out on a bar. Just as I love to go for a little break.
Cats love boxes for some reason.
Actually, my last Facebook status is a picture of my cat. And he's in a box, and it was Friday. Small pleasures. Hey,
Yeah.
cat, come and join, and then you can get going, and then I can watch from the sidelines.
Yeah. Hi, Bianca. Welcome. Just come on in, Jennifer. I love having a full room.
No, it's good. I'll stay for a little while, and then I'll hopefully get you some other people come in.
So what is it that you do? You do tarot card readings.
Yeah, that too.
And you, create art.
Yeah, I do a lot of different things. What you may call a multi-passionate, and I haven't been able to narrow it down because it didn't feel right to do just one thing. So tarot readings is part of it. I also do readings using other tools, and my main line is creative coaching and art. I also have some idea development and web design, graphic design, things like that on the side.
I'm a 25-year strategic graphic designer and illustrator. Been doing it for a very long time. And I love it, and I still love it.
It is a lot of fun. I must admit I don't have any training whatsoever, but I did work for a while in an advertising agency. So I learned a few things from there.
That's cool.
So I've been doing graphics and web design on the side for, well, since I wrote my first website in Notepad in 2003. I find that I need to learn something, so I learn it.
Oh, that's good.
It's an advantage to have that learning is easy. It's not easy for everyone.
I think everyone learns every day, just in a different way.
Yeah, and also I think that classic learning, the way schools think we should learn, is not for everyone.
Yes.
So some people have a hard time using that. For me, it was very easy. I probably got lazy too.
Well, that's a malaise of many people with education and learning. Is sometimes I think it's just, you might get bored more than perhaps it's lazy. It's just that you need something to constantly stimulate you to keep learning something.
Yes, they're a lot better in school now here than they were when I grew up. The ones who have it easier actually get new challenges if the parents ask for it.
Yes, that's true, because parents have to participate a bit in how a child's education unfolds. A little bit.
Yeah. So my daughter is turning 8 and she's reading at the 6th grade level now.
Wow, that's good.
So she's going to be a bookworm just like her mom.
Well, books are the best thing on the face of this earth.
Yes. They use I think they said it on The Big Bang Theory yesterday that.
Oh, I missed it. Was it on yesterday?
Here it was.
Oh.
Different TV channels, but they said something about one of those old text games used the best graphic software there is, and I think books do the same. They use the imagination.
Yep, absolutely. A book, when you crack a book open and you start reading the pages of a book, your internal movie screen pops up and your theater is projected in your mind.
Yes.
And you're only limited by your imagination. I just posted a link to, I do a daily illustrated series called What My Coffee Says to Me, and I've been doing it since January 1st, 2012.
Yeah,
I have
to look at that.
So I create an illustration a day for it's almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years on January 1st. And it was to work my way out of depression and back into creativity again, and to help others along the way. And it seemed to work.
Hi again, Hillary.
There you go. Well, my company is called Cats in the Bag Designs, so you have a cat in a box.
That's why it made me laugh, because this was a picture I took on a rainy Friday afternoon in the UK of my cat. That I'm in a room in the house that I don't really go in, and he came in because he's my boy, and he's like, "What are you doing in here?" So I just put a box down, and this was it. Everything's okay if you have a box.
A box, a bag, doesn't matter. If it's something a cat can get into.
Yeah, I had 6 of them in a 2-room apartment once.
I only have one. I just thought I'd show you that.
So Hillary is from UK.
I'm from the UK.
And whereabouts? Central, middle, up, down?
Sorry, I'm a bit cheeky.
Cat face.
I'm about 40 minutes from London, so I'm in the southeast in Kent. So, for example, I can just go to France for lunch. We're very close to France.
Oh, lovely.
Luxury.
So we can dip over there and go for lunch and stuff. Let me get rid of that scary cat. Sorry.
It's not scary at all. It's quite cute.
Oh, that's good, because some people might think it's a bit scary. Yeah, so that's
it looks cute.
I'm not easily scared.
Perfectly over your head.
I know it's an application.
I was about to scratch the top of your head.
Yeah, but it's an application that works so you can do things like this, that then works with your head. Hold on, wait, I've just moved. So I've got an arrow in my head now.
Yeah.
Oh yes, you do.
Yeah, but then if I sneeze, it disappears, and then it comes back. So I'll stop that now. I'm very immature, so do excuse me.
There's nothing wrong with having fun.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with playing.
If you look at my own website, it's the lady who keeps fun in business. So yeah, that's my kind of reputation.
It's very important to keep fun in business and life.
Otherwise
you get very bored.
And where are you from, Linda?
I'm originally from Sweden, but now I live in Norway.
Norway. Europeans. I'm a Canadian.
Hey, normally we're inundated. It's normally Americans and Canadians, and there's like a European sitting in the sidelines, because it's you guys are so far ahead of us, and Europe has yet to really catch on to Blab, which will be interesting, because we're going to have some great accents.
I've been on a few Blabs where lots of people from England.
There must be time zones, really, but if you look at how many people are on Blab now, it's not actually loads. You can actually look at it when the Americans are really good, and the Canadians. Sorry, I'm not combining you, but I'm talking that side of the world.
North America.
Pretty much. You're more involved. Like, so if I go into work at 6:30 in the morning, it's late night in the States. So I'm getting Australia, and I'm getting UK, I'm getting US and Canada. If I go in at lunchtime, I'm getting a bit of a mix, which is great. If I go on 4 p.m. British Standard Time, so I think that's 5 hours difference with New York. Sorry, I don't know all the timings. We're getting
it's
a
5 hours. 5 hours is right. Yeah.
and then we've got like 11 hours or 10 hours to Vegas, and we've got California. So about 9 o'clock my time here in the UK, so 10 o'clock European time. It's just hilarious because you're getting this whole mix, and you've got the Australians that are, I'm going to stay awake and talk to these people. You're having conversations with the whole world. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
it's absolutely
that's
brilliant.
pretty much me around 12:30
Yeah.
in the morning.
So I normally wouldn't be on here at this time of night. This is a bit of a treat for me to be allowed to be, or not allowed to be on here at this time of night. I'm either asleep or out. So
I'm never asleep at this time of night.
On a Friday night.
I'm never asleep at this time any night.
I see. I'm up at about 4 o'clock every morning, 4:30 every morning my time.
Oh, well, I would be asleep then.
Yeah. So it's quite funny.
I'm up at 6 in the morning, but not 4. Not unless the cat wakes me up. He's behind me. He's my lumbar support.
Yeah, I'm up at 7:30 taking my daughter to the school bus, but that's because I'm at home on disability. I think we saw Beth drop in and out, and we have Andrea. If you want to join us, please do. Otherwise, we're going to keep talking. I love talking to people.
No.
I can talk until your ears bleed.
Much. Well, they make them bleed.
Well, I don't want to really have bleeding ears, but
no, but that you'd have to listen for a lot more than just an hour for that.
That's not. I couldn't quite make my ears bleed there, but I thought that was quite close.
Yeah, turn into a zombie.
Oh, that's good.
Part of why I made this into a hangout as well as the readings is because, well, I love to do more than one thing, but also because I love to interact with people, and like-minded female entrepreneurs don't really have that many places to connect.
No, it is good to connect. You know, I mix with a lot of female entrepreneurs. I'm editor of a Women in Business magazine that's physical, and we spend most of our time I kick the crap out of the pain in business with them by just saying it all starts with fun. And I am known as a lady that keeps fun in business, and we really help people, and we watch them do great things and point them in the right direction. You know, it doesn't have to be all serious boardroom stuff. You know, I've worked for Goldman Sachs, I've worked for Bank of America, I've worked for Hewlett Packard. The world of the female entrepreneur excites me.
Yeah,
and actually,
I think the Lama said that Western women will change
this lady.
the world.
This lady that's on a magazine behind me, next week launches a non-partisan political party in the UK for women's equality, and it's called the Women's Equality Party, and it's taken such a following, and that's my magazine that came out this week, and she's on the cover of it, and it's quite funny because there's men, it's not gender specific, it's well open to anyone, and it's non-partisan. We're about to go through a female. I'm not politically orientated myself. As an editor of a magazine, I don't get involved in politics, but this is actually interesting because it's all about violence towards women, you know, equality, the gender pay gap. We're going through a very, very exciting time here in the UK with women, especially female entrepreneurs and women in business. That's quite cool.
Yeah, it is.
You should watch out
because they're doing quite well. The equality is doing quite well over in Scandinavia, but there's still the pay gap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's if you look at statistics around the world, there's a pay gap. It's not something that any one country has an advantage over. Some women manage to close the pay gap a little bit, but it's not reached that the equality yet. I donate my time to an organization here in Canada called Frogskin U, and they teach financial literacy to kids. So I do their social media for them. I'm connected with the World Bank and with Child Finance and with a lot of statistical, like economic type of organizations. So that's where I can see that there still is a long way to go before we get the equality, just based on the stats that are out there.
One of the few things they need to do something about here is when we go to have children and we stay at home for a while, that is sort of what creates the gap that is still existing here, because you end up behind in seniority.
Oh, right. Yeah, because you're taking time off to raise the child. Yes.
Yeah, and most women take a whole year because they can.
Well, yeah, they do that here as well in Canada. You can take a year. Even the male can do that. It can be either male or female, because sometimes men have wanted to take whoever was the bigger breadwinner of the family. I think traditionally it's usually women that do it, but here there are some men as well. And you get a small paycheck if you're employed, but if you're self-employed, you don't.
Yeah, that's sort of the same here. And if we take only 8 months, we get full pay. If we take a whole year, we get something like 60%. But the man can also take that while the woman works. But the first 3 weeks after birth is woman time, because you need to get your body back in order.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, what do you mean? When my grandmother had her children, she was having them while she was plowing the field.
Yeah, and they died earlier.
Well, she died when she was, let's see, she would have been 78.
Yeah.
And that was a long time ago, because I'm 58. So, and she died.
Yeah, my oldest grandmother was 96.
Wow. My mother is 90.
See, my mother.
And she is from England. She was a war bride.
Oh, tell us the gossip. A war bride?
Yes, she was a war bride, yes.
Where is she from in England?
Sussex.
Okay, that's just up the road from me. That's like...
That's what I thought. I wasn't 100% sure, but I thought it was close to where you were. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And she was with the Women's Auxiliary Air Force, and she met my father at a recreational dance, because they had a lot of those on leaves.
Yeah.
And he was with the Argyll and Sutherland Highlanders of Canada, and I guess they fell in love. Which is weird, because most people, they got married right at the end of the war, like when it finished was when they got married. So I assume that they probably met sometime close to the end of the war.
Yeah.
And she came over on a boat, and with a whole bunch of other war brides that were coming to Canada. Many of them were told stories that they would be on grandiose farms, and there would be, wide open fields and cattle and all sorts of things. And when they got there, it was a little tiny farm that was, hardly.
And winter.
Yeah, and winter. Yes, nothing was ever. No one ever spoke of it. And my mother ended up in Manitoba, which is in center of Canada.
Yeah.
And it's one of the coldest provinces. Like, you have -40 in the winter, and you have lots and lots and lots of snow.
That's pretty much what I grew up in.
Yeah, exactly. So she was shocked probably the first winter, probably, oh well, it's just a little snow. But every year after that, and you're miles away. Back then, 30 miles from the city was quite a distance to be.
I'm 40 miles from the city.
Yeah, well, today that doesn't matter as much because our transportation is different. Cars back then moved a lot, went a lot slower. They often didn't have heating units in them, so when you had to drive into the city, you were bundled like completely right up. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I've been driving cars in the winter without heating here. It wasn't fun.
So there was probably a pretty big shock to her, and I know I've read stories of other war brides that have come here, and some of their stories were just like, some of them didn't last. They were married over in England and ended up getting a divorce because they couldn't stand it. Most of them stuck it out though. For the bulk of it, it was that's the mentality. Like my father grew up with, you make your bed, you lay in it.
Yeah.
So if you get married, that's it. You don't, and you don't sort of separate. I know I think she's bitter a bit about, the things that, she missed out on by coming here, but she hasn't really mentioned it. It's just, I think it's interesting. War bride.
Yeah, it's interesting. My husband's mother was a war child. Her father was German.
Yeah.
So she had a not so nice experience growing up.
I'm just going to turn my snow off, but
Yeah.
You were getting festive.
Yeah, I spent a couple of days ago, no, a couple of weeks ago. You must have heard of Sir Winston Churchill.
Oh, absolutely. He's got some great quotes.
Okay, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and there is a picture of me with her in this magazine behind me. I spent a time at he had a house in Kent in the UK called Chartwell. Yeah. I went to Chartwell and I had a tour around Chartwell, and I was guided along and went to a talk by his granddaughter, Celia Sandys. Oh my goodness. The stories she was talking about when she was a teenager and Sir Winston Churchill took her on travels, on journeys with him. And they were on the Onassis boat with Aristotle Onassis and Maria Canis. Then when it all kicked off, and she was a diva, and we went around his home, and we were given a tour by Sir Winston Churchill's granddaughter. In 2000, no, it gets worse for me in a way, not worse. In 1994-95, I lived in a town in the south of Italy, and I speak French, Dutch and Italian, and I went to a jazz concert, and the pianist was Mussolini's grandson, Benito Mussolini's grandson. So in my lifetime I have met Mussolini's grandson and Winston Churchill's granddaughter. World War II.
Both sides of the story.
I wonder if they've ever talked.
World War II is one of my most interesting periods in history. I think it's where Europe and the West became connected against that. It's phenomenal. And then just having that flash of memory there just made me laugh, because I'm actually going to interview Celia Sandys for the magazine based on her grandfather, and it's 50 years since his death. And in the exhibition, there's a whole bit when you go out where they're discussing, where there's all these visuals and everything about his funeral, state funeral that the UK gave him. Yeah. There were some American tourists nearby, not realising that the lady that was chatting to me was his granddaughter, and they were just being quite loud and stuff. And they've been so sweet, they've been lovely all the way around. I almost wanted to say, this lady, do you know who she is? She's his granddaughter. But yeah, we couldn't. But it was just phenomenal. What an experience. You're talking about the war brides and the going back. Sorry, I kind of interrupted and took over there.
No. That was enough. I didn't need to speak any further about it. That was.
But it's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's cool. We're sitting here. We've got Norway, Canada, and UK having a little chat.
Yes.
Yeah. All over the northern hemisphere.
And if I had my tea, I could have my tea at the same time.
Oh, I don't drink tea. I'm English and I don't drink tea. My mum just says, you cannot be my daughter. I've never liked tea.
What do you
I'm
like?
drinking champagne. I'm drinking champagne tonight.
Well, that's appropriate because it's Friday and it's, you know, yes, okay.
It's 10:30 here.
Can I have some?
I tried.
This isn't only cola.
I'm sure it's
There's
not.
something more in this.
Well, sadly, this is water.
Oh, water
Oh,
is used.
I have drunk
A
2.5
lot more.
litres of water today. I've done my water bit. Now it's
Yeah, that's great. Yes, now you're primed for the champagne.
I'm celebrating as well. You know, we've worked hard and we've had some good results. So it's.
Well, no, there's nothing wrong with having champagne every day if you want.
Who was it? Zaza. Used to always have champagne with a glass of champagne in the morning.
Yes.
I'm not like that. I
Not
wouldn't
like
wake up and
that.
have.
I'm not like that.
I couldn't do that. Except if I'm on holiday, I could. I reckon I could then.
Yes.
Hey, Miss Mako. Hello.
Yeah, Miss Mako, Fabrizio, Casey, and everyone else who joined and dropped out. I'm not quite sure who's still here, but I think Miss Miko is. And another artist.
Ooh.
That's cool.
Attracting creative types. I put Hillary. I put a link in there for the illustrations that I do for what my coffee says to me. You might like coffee more than tea.
Jennifer, have you seen my profile? I'm a coffee snob.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Well, you can drink all the coffee for me
then
then, because I can't stand the taste of the stuff.
I'm just looking on Jennifer's Pinterest boards.
I've been doing this since January 1st, 2012. It was to help me move out of depression and to help others at the same time. So all of them have a positive message. So all of the boards are there from the last almost 4 years.
That's cool. I'm following you now on Pinterest. I'm a coffee snob. If you look at my profile, it says...
I just saw that. I saw a coffee snob and I went, all right.
Yeah, I seriously am.
I'm more of an herbal tea kind of person.
Well, you see, we could all have a great big party because we're not in competition for who's going to get the best coffee, who's going to get this, who's going to get that.
You can drink the coffee.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm an equal opportunist. I like all beverages.
I don't like beer, but that's probably because I started drinking too late.
Oh, too late as in age or too late as in
age?
In the day?
Age, because back when I grew up, it was very common to start drinking when we were 14, 15, and the only thing they could get was beer. So when you can get something else like wine or alcohol, you don't need to drink beer.
Linda, if I said to you, "Jag skulle vilja ha," does that mean anything?
It sounds lovely.
Jag skulle vilja ha. I would
all
like
right.
some.
What did that mean?
Like some.
I would like some.
Yeah.
See, that's the only Swedish that I knew. Even though I pronounced it very badly, but that was the only Swedish I knew.
Well, it's for English-speaking people. It's very hard to pronounce Swedish.
No, tell me how to say it slowly, and I'll repeat it.
Jag skulle vilja ha. Yeah.
That's not bad,
Jag
is it?
skulle
Really?
vilja ha.
Wow.
Well, I talk fast.
Se io adesso parlo in italiano, possiamo avere una conversazione o no?
Very good. Very good.
The English girl can speak foreign languages.
Io parlo un poco.
And she parlait en français.
Moi aussi, je parle un petit peu de français.
Je parle un peu français.
Ik spreek ook Nederlands. Ik heb ook Nederlands gehad.
J'habite à Montréal.
Yeah. Well,
J'habite à Maison, c'est 30 000 de Londres.
Ooh,
J'habite en Norvège.
that's a
Auberge
lot.
de jeunesse. Auberge de jeunesse. I remember that from school. Now, ladies, I'm going to leave you now. I'm going to go and join my betrothed, my wonderful, 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 wonderful first partner.
Oh, the other reason why the champagne is out.
Yeah, we're having we don't normally do this, so I just said, "Are you okay with me being in this room doing Blab?" Yeah, I'm fine. I'm doing this, and here I'm watching a program that I don't want to watch. So it's just like it's working really well. So, but now I want to go and have a drink and get into my pajamas and finish the day giggling as I normally do.
A snuggle
Snuggled.
fest.
Yes. Have a good night.
Thank you, ladies.
It was
Lovely to meet you.
nice to meet you.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Let's see. Samantha asked a question, so I had to do one for her.
What did she ask?
She asked, she did a big move on Wednesday and is wondering if it was a good move. So,
let's find out. Drum roll.
Yeah. I would say that the thing we got was the Ace of Wands reversed, and I would say that you worry too much, Samantha. You worry too much. Be happy with what you have and take it from there. Should be careful with some financial planning, but it's more or less looking good.
It's all good.
Yes.
Well, here's one for you.
Yeah.
I've got a question for you.
You're welcome, Samantha.
Am I going to make it through this really difficult time?
The one thing you usually say is, "Of course you are."
I'm about this. I'm about.
Something's out of balance. Maybe that's the difficult time you're talking about.
Can I get it back in time?
I think so. You may have to drop something to get the balance back. Sort of
drop something to get the balance back. What that would be?
Let's see. Leave something behind. Get rid of something that no longer serves you. Stop doing something that's draining you, or things like that.
Yeah.
Miko, we're having a female entrepreneur hangout, and I'm doing single card readings for the ladies. Just explaining what we're doing. I've run 10 minutes over, but that's because I love talking to people. I don't even notice the time passing when I'm talking to people.
Miko, you know me from Facebook. Really?
Oh, that's cool.
Well, you just see you.
They used to say there was 6 degrees of separation, and now that where everyone is online, it's more like 2 degrees of separation. Everyone knows everyone.
Well, no, that's absolutely true. I think it's less than 6 degrees. It's more like 4. Tamika, oh my God, Tamika. Holy crap.
Feel free to join us if you want to talk instead of...
She like totally shares everything of mine on Facebook. She's so
That's
sweet.
probably why she showed up here.
And she's a craft queen. And she's an artist. She's a beautiful artist.
There's a cat.
Yeah, this is my Sparky.
Yeah.
Look at the camera,
my dog
Sparky.
Bonzo is snoring on the couch.
There you can kind of see his little face.
Yeah.
That's my beast. Oh, I thank you, Tamiko. Oh my God. No, she is amazing.
Yeah. I'm gonna check out your art later, Miko. I'm an artist myself, so it's interesting to see what other people create.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Maybe you can drum up some extra business.
Well, I've been working on really I'm always looking for work. I just
Maybe you can
yeah.
sort of
There's just
create
something.
some package.
Well, no,
Something
I've
that
already,
wouldn't.
I know how to do that. I know how to acquire clients, and I know how to do that.
Yeah, but not
All that.
do
What's
it in
hard?
a way that doesn't require you to work more hours.
Boy, I don't mind. I love working. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter about the hours that I work. I love. That's how much I love what I do.
Yeah, that's good. That's what you're supposed to be doing.
I could just do it forever and ever and ever. It's not that's not the issue. It's I promote. I'm in social media. I do all sorts of stuff like that all the time, continuously promoting stuff. But there's this big block that's stopping it from coming to me.
Yeah. Taya Sylvester and Stella Orange are pretty good with words, and they've been saying that you need to use the words that the ones you're trying to reach are using themselves. Otherwise,
Yes,
you don't
that's
really
right.
show up.
Yeah, that's right.
So I've been peppering social media myself, and it's not paying off in the way it should because I'm looking for those words. I'm not quite reaching enough people. Apparently, I'm reaching some because I have to ban 2 people from one of my pages this week.
Well, that's too bad.
I ran a 3-day ad for my call to action on one of my pages, the one that deals with the tarot readings.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the 2 comments I got on that was 2 people saying it's evil, it's not of God, and that's not what I was looking for.
No.
Because if they look at my profile, they know I don't believe in him anyway. So,
well, everybody can. The beauty about the world is that we can all have our own beliefs. I think it's a matter of. I think where people sort of miss the point in social media and other places is common decency.
Yes, there are a lot of people who
they might not agree with you, but that doesn't mean to say that they have to,
They don't have to say it.
Yeah, to be mean or nasty about it.
Yeah,
yes.
I have a philosophy where everyone can have whatever beliefs they want as long as they don't try to force it down my throat.
Yeah.
So the fanatics of any religion is the only people I have a problem with when it comes to faith. It's the ones who try to convince others that their way is the only way.
Yeah. Have you ever read the book or books by Eckhart Tolle?
It might be that I've heard of them and haven't read them because I read up to 500 books a year, so it's.
Oh no, that's good. That's great.
Reading. I actually checked one year how many I read, and it's.
Reading is very good for you.
Yes, it is. It keeps your mind active.
And I like
creativity.
Yes. Yeah. I like reading. I have 3 books usually going at one time, and one is self-development. The second one is fluff, because everyone needs a little fluff.
Everyone needs a little fluff, yeah.
And the other one is work-related.
Yeah. I don't read many nonfiction books unless it's directly connected to what I do.
Yeah.
Like if it's on herbs or witchcraft or tarot or creativity, then I might read it. But otherwise, books are sort of my escape.
Yeah.
It's fantasy, crime, thrillers, horror.
Oh, you like crime thrillers? Yeah.
I've read every single book Agatha Christie ever wrote.
Ooh.
For one. Except for the drama. I skip those. She wrote a couple of drama books under a pseudonym.
Yeah.
So I skipped those, but all the crime books, I've read those.
Oh, that's cool.
So I got very annoyed when they switched the murderer when they did the Poirot TV series.
Oh.
They made an adult the murderer because it was apparently too strong for TV.
Well, no way. They didn't want somebody thinking badly of a child.
Probably. don't ever watch the TV series or the movie after you've read the book.
Well, there's been a couple of cases where I've read the book and I've seen the movie, and it's been okay.
Yeah,
But generally speaking, movies, I just have cat hair all over the place now.
I have dog hair here. So.
Generally with most movies, because they have to adapt it for a time span, that's often where things change, or when Hollywood gets involved a little bit too much. I love European films, and because I find, and Canadian films too, they have the tendency to be a little bit more real, in line with the actual material. Yeah,
that too. But as for Norwegian films and also some of the Swedish, they seem to pile on the drama. You can't have a crime series without some personal drama. That's not why I watch.
Well, yeah, but in order for a crime to occur, there is usually drama involved.
Yeah, but for the investigators, someone has to be
I see,
alcoholic,
like the personal interaction.
Yeah, there has to be a bad divorce or something like that going on the side.
Yeah.
Nah. Not really my taste of entertainment, because the real world has enough drama.
Yes, it does. For me, I spend most of my time watching comedies and funny films because I can't handle horror films.
I've seen so many, I'm hardened.
Are you? No, maybe that's what I need to do, is I need to watch a bunch so that...
My husband was very into those, so I watched them too. It takes a lot to scare me. Well, that's good for business, though, that I'm not easily scared.
Yeah, I guess so. So what got you into tarot reading?
Well, I got into herbs because of chronic pain, and I couldn't afford the medicine, so I went looking on my own and then stumbled on a number of books on more esoteric things, and through that I met some people who did tarot, so it sort of evolved.
Oh, cool.
I'll try that too. I had been doing readings for 9 years already.
Wow.
With other tools. So okay, I'll try that.
What other tools were you using before?
Well, I started with the runes, Scandinavian runes, and then I got into cartomancy, which is older than tarot, that you do divination with regular playing cards. A lot of people seem to think tarot is ancient, but I think the first book on tarot as a divination was published sometime in the 1700s.
That's cool.
It's fun to find things like that out. But I also do it quite differently from some other readers I know, that I don't go by the book. I've avoided the books. I've made my own interpretations of things. So it's a tool for my intuition.
So how do you work with your intuition?
I mostly use one of those tools, one of those three, just to get some focus. But I've also done intuitive work without any tools. When it's
like a form of meditation, or?
Yeah, a form of meditation, and also some shamanic journeying.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I think when it comes to intuition, I have a strong intuition, and I can use whatever tool I prefer. But I might get slightly different answers depending on the tool. For example, the runes give shorter, more direct answers, and you can also get a lot clearer yes or no out of them. Whereas playing cards and tarot are more verbal, but also more diffuse.
Yes.
There's obscure answers that does it really mean anything for me? So I usually tell my clients to sleep on it. Sleep on it before you tell me if it's good or not, because it's not
Yeah.
a given that you'll actually get what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
And you also
Oh.
have this that English is my third language now, so there may be some formulations that is some ways to say things that would be said differently if it was my first language.
Yeah.
Sleep on it, ponder on it, and then we'll see what comes up.
Hmm.
And I also usually, when I do readings for female entrepreneurs, if I do a full reading, they may get some unsolicited business advice on top of it. I'm not a business coach, but I've read a lot of those kinds of advice. And although it may not apply to me, it may apply to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
I think I break business rules every single day.
Well, you have to know the rules in order to break them.
Yeah. And I'm going outside every cookie cutter there is. I do have a loose niche for the separate things I do, but I don't focus on one thing. And I don't post once a day on social media. I post a lot more than that.
Oh, you should be posting more than once a day in social media. Yeah.
I'm everywhere on social media.
It's the same thing with me.
And I gave up LinkedIn, which isn't very popular. Yeah, they still haven't deleted my profile, but I gave it up because I found it was boring and it didn't bring me anything.
Well, that has definitely produced good work for me over the years.
I got connections on LinkedIn, but I didn't get any engagement, didn't get any clients through it.
Well, you really have to work, just like all other parts of social media, you have to work it as well. And it's not just all about what you post, it's about contributing.
Yeah, and also being in groups. And
exactly.
It's a bit too boring to engage me to be able to do that. So I'm mostly on things like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube.
All the quick ones.
Yeah, the quick ones and the ones that allow for a more free expression.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can express freely on LinkedIn too. It's just a different way of doing it. Yeah.
It's a bit about the interface as well. Looks boring. But you have to make some choices.
Yes, that's it.
You can't be everywhere.
I am
everywhere.
I'm everywhere.
Almost everywhere.
Yeah.
Diaspora and LO as well.
No, not those ones.
I'm there.
Yeah. Well, they may be a better fit for you. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. But I'm not very active there, but I at least have a presence.
Yeah.
And same with Google Plus. I'm not very active, but I do share things.
I'm very active there.
The most is Facebook and Twitter, because that seems to be where most of the people who interact with me are.
Well, that's good. Well, no, that's the appropriate thing to do, is to focus into where you're getting most of your results from.
Yeah, and also you want to have some time for other things.
Yes, that's a balance. Like usually I tell a client, even with writing a blog, because as soon as you tell them to write a blog and put it on their website, they go, oh my God, I have to do that like every day or every week. And I said, no, you can do it once a month.
Yes, you can.
But you have to make it consistent, and you have to do it on that same day, and write something that's a little bit engaging and share it throughout social media. And then it's not as overwhelming for them.
Did you ever do Michelle Schaefer's blog challenge?
No.
It's a 30-day challenge, and I once did it on 3 different blogs at the same time, every single day.
Yeah.
So now I have 2 blogs, 2 podcasts. And I post a total of 4 times a week.
Oh, that's good.
That's only because I don't have a day job. If I had a day job, I couldn't do that.
No, it's true, because it does take a lot of time social media does take a lot of effort. I do, as I mentioned earlier, I do Frog Skin You, and I donate my time to do that.
Yeah.
because I think financial literacy for kids is very important.
Yes, it is.
It should be in schools everywhere because it's a life skill. And
yeah, they're very good at it here. They
Oh, that's
really
great.
do their best. They find other ways now to, like the kids who have ADD or dyslexia,
Yes.
they find other ways to teach them instead of just write this letter this way.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So they have other. My daughter has a kid with ADD in her class,
Yes.
and instead of sitting there writing 1 + 9, he has blocks.
Mm-hmm.
So they have methods now to adapt to the weaker and the stronger kids. So I'm glad they have that now, because that's really something that was lacking in the 70s and 80s when I went.
Yeah, well, what I'm referring to with financial literacy is that they teach children how to use and work with money effectively. Because
that's something that's on the parents a lot here.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be on the parents, because there's not going to be consistency or continuity in the learning. Yeah, and they may pick up bad habits too.
I've seen in my daughter's maths books that they do have some things concerning money. And they also have 1 day a week where they have a kiosk where they can purchase some different things for lunch than they normally get. So they get some financial learning, that they have to handle money. They have to figure out, do I have enough to get a yogurt and a baguette? Or,
like a budget. How much money do I have in my budget? Yeah.
But we also try to teach her outside of that.
Yeah, it should be offered in school so that kids learn how this is how much money you have. You create a budget, and you can only use what you have in your budget.
Yes, you can't use more than you have.
That's it exactly, and that's because most of the world is based on a credit society.
Yeah, you get the credit cards.
Yeah, exactly, and that's it, and that's not the way to do it. It's best to learn how to work with what you have.
Yeah.
And that's a life skill.
Yeah, I learned that very early because my parents didn't have much money.
Mm-hmm.
And back then the credit culture wasn't as big, because it was mid-70s.
Mm-hmm. I really believe that financial literacy should be in school so that the kids, because they're like sponges, right?
Yes, they learn much easier.
Oh, yes, and if it becomes a habit at a young age, it will become a lifetime habit where they will know how to control it instead of it controlling them.
Yeah, I'm very much against this getting a debit card for someone who's 9. Even though they can't go below 0, it's still they don't see the money. They don't understand where the money goes.
Yeah.
So until they actually have that understanding.
Use the envelope system.
I don't think they should use cards.
Yeah.
Until they know that electronic money is actually real money.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, because they just perceive this as being a machine that just gives them continuous stream of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bank of mom and dad.
Yeah, I totally understand that the kids need to learn this outside the home, because not all parents have that understanding themselves. It's the same as math. Some parents aren't that good at it.
Yeah, that's it.
Or spelling, for that matter.
Yeah, everyone has their gift.
Yeah, and for some it's not the letters or the numbers. It's something else.
Yes, that's it.
I'm fortunate enough to be the fusion type, so I can do the creative stuff and I can do the numbers.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
I'm sort of in between, tipping both ways. I should probably end this. It's run over no more than 35 minutes. just because I love talking.
Well, it was great to meet you.
Yeah, it was great to meet you too. I'm gonna check your Pinterest board. Definitely.
Excellent. And I will hunt you down and find your stuff. You have your creativity is out there too?
Yeah.
Good. I will find you.
I'm Linda Urson everywhere, pretty much.
Excellent, Linda. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too.
It was good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Bye bye. So, for everyone else who's listening, I'm about to end this. Thanks for watching. And I'll be back next week with another Friday happy hour, and hopefully be back on Wednesday with a Wednesday work in progress where I do some art.